Hey y'all, what's up? What's up? It's your girl here, MJ's Nia. Welcome to the channel. So I want to first start off and say that this is going to be, I normally don't talk about presidential, or I stay away from these topics political. I'm actually going to be the person who's in the middle. I'm not picking a shot on this subject. I'm just going to basically just, share things that people have said online with you guys and videos and stuff like that about what's going on around this Trump rally shooting. But the Trump rally shooter was identified as 20-year-old Pennsylvania man. The FBI identified the shooter, who is dead, as Thomas Matthew Crooks of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. A motive was not clear. So the motive was not clear. So I'm going to play this video for you guys, and then we're going to go over and discuss the things that happened and see why people think that is staged.
All right, we continue to cover this story. Tom Winter is NBC's investigative correspondent, talking to law enforcement officials throughout the night. So over the night, we did get an identity for this shooter, but it seems at this hour we don't know a lot about him or his potential motive.
Well, that's exactly right. In speaking to those law enforcement officials, some of this country's top intelligence analysts and people that are on top of these type of issues, they say what is very clear this morning is that it is very unclear why this individual did what they did. No apparent criminal history. No apparent history of civil lawsuits. For a 20-year-old, an incredible lack of social media presence. There's really nothing that sticks out when you look at him and look at his history and look at his background that would point you to this. He's wearing apparently a Demolition Ranch T-shirt, which is after a YouTube channel, which is very pro-Second Amendment. They fire all sorts of different types of rifles. He is a registered Republican, as you mentioned at the top of the show, and a small donation to a Democratic group. So nothing there points to somebody who would want to show up and try to kill Donald Trump at a rally. And so I think the motive here is going to be very important. It could go potentially two different paths. One, some sort of reason that makes sense to nobody else because of a severe mental health breakdown. That is certainly possible. Or the second, was this politically motivated? That could become a big deal. Was Donald Trump not conservative enough for him? Is there some other motivating purpose? And I think that's something that law enforcement is certainly going to pay attention to. We've got two candidates who are going to be crisscrossing this country over the next 3 to 4 months. And from a security perspective, that is a nightmare. And for society, it could become a huge issue, law enforcement officials believe, because if people think that violence is the only way to solve your political viewpoints, this could be a very rough couple of months or even longer than that.
As you say, Tom, we've become accustomed after a shooting almost immediately. You can go to a Facebook page, some kind of a manifesto, go to Twitter, wherever it is, and find everything you need to know about the shooter. It is striking that there's no trace, at least for now, no footprint on social media. So where will investigators look next for motive?
Well, that's what's going to be so key about this FBI investigation. I mean, they're asking for the public's help, but they're also going to go through every single email account he's ever thought about having. They're going to go through all of his phones, all of his devices. What does he have on his person? Hard drives that could be at the home. In past incidents of mass violence or these types of shootings, those have been potentially very helpful avenues. And then, of course, there'll be a complete security review of what happened here and obviously the questions that have come up.
Well, let's talk about that, because we've all covered presidential events. We know that if you're in the perimeter, you get wanded. There's a magnetometer. Right. You cannot bring a weapon into the event. We've learned that this took place, the shooting, outside the security perimeter, which raises the question, why is a rooftop so close to the president outside any security perimeter?
Sure, approximately 150 yards away from it. They did have the counter sniper teams up there. Those are the ones that apparently took this individual out. Yes, to your point, you see this building, and it's not directly head-on from where Trump was standing. It's off to his right, if you're looking at him, as we've been looking at the video here. And so 150 yards away, elevated surface, talking about a roof of a building. Should there have been law enforcement there just to keep an eye on that facility? Should there have been law enforcement that was looking at it? Should that have been part of the perimeter? To your point, I think, Savannah, these are all big questions that need to be asked. And given that this has now occurred, I think there's a real concern in law enforcement. Are other people going to think, you know what, if that guy could do it, maybe I could do it, maybe I could do it even better? And that's a major concern going forward.
Yeah, it was in the grounds of a farm show. There actually weren't that many structures nearby, so you'd think they would check out whatever buildings were there. Typically, Tom, even if it is outside the perimeter, if there's an elevated position during a presidential or a candidate's event, a nominee's event, soon to be, What is the protocol? Do they just sort of stand guard outside the building? Do they clear those rooftops? What do they normally do?
All of that. I mean, I remember it's so clear in my mind as this was happening last night. I remember on the anniversary of September 11th, when then presidential candidates McCain and Obama traveled to Ground Zero. I was there up on the roofs. Standing next to me, I still have pictures of it. You had Secret Service personnel with binoculars. You had counter sniper teams. If anybody opened a window in that area, you knew that they were going to be on top of it and scanning for it. So that is one of the things I think that's raising so many questions. And then I think they're going to have to ask, should we have just at least have had some sort of a uniform presence? And that might be what you see going forward, a much stronger uniform presence. In the backdrop of that, law enforcement, and they rely on local law enforcement for this, certainly stretch from a resources standpoint. You look at some of the conventions coming up and you look at the law enforcement situations in those cities, they are short-staffed. And they're asking a lot of these individuals to go out there and protect these events. So it's a big concern.
And there's always a tension, Willie, of course, because politicians, they want to get out there, they want to have these rallies, they want to be close up. And from a security perspective, that's a nightmare. So they're always trying to temper that.
Yeah, I'm sure a thorough review, as you say, being undertaken now for events going forward for both candidates. Tom Winter, thank you.
Okay, so you just saw that video, right? So this video, I don't know how long it's been up, but I'm quite surprised that nobody has been sharing this video around. It tells you what pretty much what was going on. And like I say too, I thought it was weird too that they would buy buildings. But if you saw one part of the video, it basically showed that why Trump ear had got glazed or grazed. I'm sorry, how his ear was on the ship of his ear had got touched, because it seemed like, I think immediately when they saw the shooter, that they immediately shoot him, and I think it kind of glazed his ears. So that's too was another thing too that people were talking about. They were like, I don't understand how the shooter glazed his ears, and they missed him. But if you hear like the shooting in the background, which I'm going to start playing for you guys, you can hear that somebody is shooting back and forth with the shooter. So it's I guess it's his own snipers. Oh, I didn't even know that there were snipers on his own snipers on the building, because the blogs have been only posting half of the stories as they've been going along, and other people are telling them that there's more information that's been coming out, and that's when more blogs started posting more videos. So we're just gonna go ahead and discuss some of those videos. I want to say real quick, like, they said that the dude was writing in his area. They said that he was a Republican, and that they said that he also donated money to the Democrat. So that I guess they were trying to figure out, was he a Democrat or was he a Republican? Because a lot of people say that this was staged. So if he's a Republican supporter as well, then this was staged. But if he's a Democrat, then somebody from the side of President Joe Biden team sent the shooter. So that was I forgot to bring that out too. That's all allegedly. Yet again, like I say, I don't know. I'm gonna sit back and let it unfold. I'm staying neutral, and I don't care if y'all attack me for being neutral. I'm not getting it. I just want to share my thoughts on this, because a lot of people were saying that they were asked, some of my friends who subscribe to me on YouTube, they want to know what my thoughts on it. As I have some thoughts on there, but like I say, I'm staying out of this, because this is inciting violence, and this is real. So real people that's giggling and laughing about it, but this is real. There's people out there literally fist fighting over this, topic. So no, I'm not going to get in, I'm just going to stay neutral on it. And a lot of people are like, well, you shouldn't talk. Well, YouTube allows me to talk. They gave me a platform to do commentary. I'm doing commentary. Commentary is just basically talking about what's going on out here. That's all I'm doing. So yeah, I have every right to speak my mind, as just as you does too as well. So that's why I share everybody's thoughts and ideas and opinions on this video, because that's what social media is about. We have everybody has a right to have an opinion. I don't believe in people shouldn't have a right to talk and speak and talk about this. But yeah, I just want to bring that out. So first thing first, this is a picture of Thomas Matthew Crooks, identified as a gunman at Donald Trump's rally. So people over here to the right, they're saying, yeah, he was definitely a bully in school. He wanted to be remembered. An almost American hero. Just another day of domestic terrorists in the U.S. while creating historical events. and y'all still not securing the premises around any political rally. How he get on the roof so close? Thank God he is not black. It would have been a different story. I mean, I don't know what she mean by that. They killed him. So either way, if they were black or white, they still would have got shot. Black folk, we finna stay out of this one. Let's mind our business. I said that too. I'm being neutral on this. How much he was paid, the last name. Hold up. How y'all get footage before he started shooting? That was people who were standing outside. There was people also standing outside. It was rally goers. Those people too were Trump supporters as well. They were sitting in their lawn chairs. You're going to hear a lot of stories from people who are Trump supporters. They were outside sitting. They weren't inside. And they saw all this, what was going on. So that's why they were able to get that angle. That's not a news coverage. That's actually a regular person like you and me that has a cell phone. So yeah, you can go read the rest of this. This is on the Shade Room. So this is what they're talking about.
I hope he's turning this way. Be careful, guys.
What are you doing?
Where's that?
So it says footage obtained by TMZ shows the gunman at the top of the roof as he began sending shots toward the rally. The outlet says the gunman was met with gunfire and killed within seconds of his own shots. I don't know if this is going to show it, but this shows that he turned sideways and he got glazed. Okay, so that right there shows that. So now I'm going to start why people started saying that this was, you know, a stage. I know the first person who said it was, my friend told me it was Amanda Seales, so I had to go look for it because she told me that it was Amanda Seales. So let me play the video for you. Let me play the video where Amanda Seales that it was talking about was staged during her live stream.
Don't fuck with that did try to kill Trump. You know what they're gonna say? It was staged. You're a fucking idiot. Listen to, like, I didn't even hear what she said. Amanda Seales, listen to this bullshit.
That shit was more staged than a Tyler Perry production of Medea Runs for President. I lived in Harlem long enough to know that gunshots do not sound like making popcorn on the stove.
Yo, Amanda Seales, you're a fucking idiot. I got 50 guns. I've heard every single gunshot from a 22, a 308, a 357, a 50 cal. I've heard a 223, 556, 9mm, 40 cal, 40. I've heard it all. They all sound different and also distant matters. This is why a bitch like you should shut the fuck up. Talking about a stage. This is why, like, some of y'all are so glued into whatever political view y'all have, y'all dismiss reality. Bitch, wake up! There's a fucking whole investigation by the FBI outside in Butler. Drive over there and go see if they're investigating stage shit.
I lived in Harlem long.
You lived in Harlem? Bitch, I got all the guns that they shooting. You just sound like a bitch who's running her fucking mouth for no fucking reason. This is half of America. Oh, it's staged. You think people want to convince you? The fuck is this bitch even talking about? I hate people who are so stuck in their ways. My nigga, and by the way, I want to be very clear. If this happened to Biden, I'll be reacting the same way. Bro, democracy is bigger than Trump and Biden. These days, people are so aligned to a party or a side that they only expound thoughts that align with them. So, for example, these days, people are so stupid that if they believe, put it like this, if they like Trump, anything Biden does is going to be fake. That's good. If they like a lunatic that I don't fuck with, that did try to kill Trump, you know what they're going to say? It was staged. You're a fucking idiot. Listen to, like, I didn't even hear what she said. Amanda Seales, listen to this bullshit.
All right. I was trying to hear from Amanda Seales, but if y'all find it, let me know. But yeah. I guess she was one of the first people to say that it was staged. A lot of people had ran with it, and I don't know if I will be calling her an effing idiot and all out of her name. I thought that was a little too much, but this is DJ Akademiks. This is why I don't watch him. This is why I go to people like Sipping with Tea. You know, shout out to this person for uploading it. This is why I go to their blogs and post it. I don't watch neither. Actually, I don't watch neither one of these people. But anyway, a lot of people was on the side. I'm gonna read some of it. I was laughing. Said somebody tagged me when Amanda makes her rebuttal. Please and thank you. Somebody gets Saucy Santana on the phone. Plenty of people have that opinion. Why is she being singled out? I was wondering that too. A lot of people did. Because he doesn't like women and she was an easy target. Because that's what he does, hon. He just has something come into his life. All he does is hide inside his home. But baby, let me hush because I know for sure Shane's disrupt and hits. He likes men, probably because she's a black woman. Because he's a AK, he only goes after women. His delivery is disgusting. Black blogs shouldn't post him, especially those ran by women. He has zero respect for black women. I was thinking that, I thought Sipping with Tea, the person who posted it, but she didn't respond back. Stage or not stage, why the F US is so bothered to this extent? She put an exclamation point there. I don't like him. He makes my skin crawl. The way he addressed women. Amanda Seales ain't the one nor the two, and don't even look her way for the three. My issue with Akademiks is that he is too damn comfortable coming after black women. Like, sis, aren't you tired? So that's what people had to say about this situation. I really wanted to hear Amanda Seales' whole video. I think I will have to go look for it. Oh, interesting. Oh, there's other people that's doing reaction to her. Let's tune in on this. Oh, wow. Let me play this for you guys.
Some lefty loons are lamenting that Trump wasn't killed. Others are insisting the whole thing was staged. Have a listen to actress Amanda Seales, who reckoned the gunshots weren't real, the blood was all fake. Have a listen to this.
That was more staged than a Tyler Perry production of Medea Runs for President. This was, I believe.
Loons are lamenting that Trump wasn't killed. Others are insisting the whole thing was staged. Have a listen to actress Amanda Seales, who reckoned the gunshots weren't real, the blood was all fake. Have a listen to this.
That was more staged than a Tyler Perry production of Medea Runs for President. This was, I believe, done to try to show his strength counter to Biden's fragility.
Brad, these people are so consumed with hate, they've lost all contact with reality, haven't they?
Yeah, there was nothing fake about this. It's a grotesque and irresponsible conspiracy theory with no basis in reality, no evidence behind it. It's everything they accuse people like Trump of doing, and he has done. He spread some weird conspiracy theories, right? But these are the same people who constantly talk about how dangerous that is, actually doing it applied to something gravely serious. And look, it doesn't even make sense on their own incoherent and bizarre terms. Trump is running away with the election. He does not need some false flag event to boost him in the polls. He's crushing Joe Biden, who is a vegetable at this point, it increasingly seems, in almost all of the polls. And the idea that they would, I mean, innocent people were killed in this event, just bystanders who were there, who were engaged in our democracy. You want to talk about an attack on our democracy? This is actually one of them. And we have people conspiracy theorizing that this was all some setup. I mean, it's total brain rot. It's total madness. It's total lunacy. And it demonstrates a complete deficit of respect and common decency. And from people with a platform to do this kind of thing in the aftermath of a national tragedy, it's just beyond disgraceful, if you ask me. And we live in a time of cancel culture where misgendering someone or an offensive tweet from 15 years ago can often get an actor or an actress fired. What consequences will this young woman face? Honestly, I mean, I doubt they'll have the same energy when it's something about Trump, but I could be wrong.
Indeed, I think you're sadly absolutely correct. Brad Palumbo, thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, so I've been trying to listen to the full video, but anyway, y'all let me know if y'all hear the full video. But listen to this, you know, because Donald Trump did have said a lot of conspiracy theories. I was trying to tell somebody this a while back, and it's kind of funny now that people are putting conspiracy theories on him. You know, they don't even believe that if this is real or not. You know, like I say, I'm staying out of it. Y'all can have at it online. I'm just sharing, you know, what people are saying online to y'all. But it's kind of funny now. He's getting a own taste of his medicine of the conspiracy theories. Now, I do want to go over that there were people that did got hurt, and there were people who witnesses the shooting, and there was people out here who were trying to tell, you know, I guess the secret agents that was around Trump, like, hey, you know, there's somebody going on a roof. So let me play these two videos for you guys.
Rally, right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking, I'm estimating here, I have no idea, you know, but we noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, you know, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle.
A rifle.
We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? You know, like they didn't know what was going on. You know, we're like, hey, right here on the roof, we can see him from right here. We see him. You know, he's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2-3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up
there. You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service?
We were telling the police. We were pointing at them for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
Binoculars.
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? I mean, this is not a big place.
Did you see, obviously everyone, when the shooting started, everyone was very panicked. Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh yeah, they blew his head off.
Okay, sorry.
Secret Service blew his head off.
Okay, just be careful because we don't quite know who's watching, but you're pretty sure they shot the guy?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
You saw that happen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And did you see them go up to him afterwards, or?
They crawled up on the roof. They had their guns pointed at him, make sure he was dead. He was dead, and that was it. It was over. And listen to the rally, right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him.
Okay, so I want to read this up here. It says, this literally looks like a skit. This ish was definitely orchestrated. Says, if y'all believe this mess, we are doomed. The news update that just broke is apparently cops and Secret Service were made aware of the guy because he was acting suspicious by the metal detectors. Was told to keep an eye on him. Something ain't right. So there we have it. So this person right here is confirming what this person said in the video, that they knew that something was suspicious with this person. That's what I heard with this young man, and they still let him went through the metal detectors. But my thing is, this is on the outside. This is not on the inside. Remember, I played the video for you guys. This happened on the outside. The shooter was on the outside. So I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know where people are getting their information from, but I heard that I think you have to go through a metal detector, but I don't know how you would go through a metal detector if you are on the outside looking in. I'm just saying. But yeah, there you go. Again, with those, I just wanted you guys to hear from this guy, but let me go to the next video. This guy here, I think he was a doctor, emergency room doctor, details how he tried to help a victim who was shot in the head at the Trump rally. So let me play this for you guys.
Come from?
What did you see, sir?
I heard the shots. I
I thought it was firecrackers to begin with. Somebody over there was screaming, he's been shot, he's been shot. So I made my way over. I said, I'm an emergency department physician. Let me help you. The guy had spun around and was jammed between the benches. He had a headshot here. There was lots of blood, and he had brain matter there. Oh, and so I got him. There's a helicopter coming in to get him. I got people there really helpful. I got him up on the bench. Shot that you saw? Then I did CPR, did chest compressions, as well as I breathed for him.
One person?
I was the only one who did it.
We need to evacuate everybody.
Honor, that's exactly where I heard him come from.
What did you see, sir?
It says, this is a key point that I wanted to bring out. I agree with this person up here. It says, just goes to show you how chaotic our world would be with him back in office. I do agree with that. But at the same time, I know that, you know, President Joe Biden, he can't even get his words together at all. And he stumbles over his words and not sure, he doesn't know if he's going or coming. But it was weird because I am going to play a video where President Joe Biden, he did spoke about this, but he spoke so clearly and coherent when he was talking about, you know, when Trump got shot at his rally. I'll play that later on for you. But anyway, it says, I still believe this was initially done to get sympathy votes, another propaganda agenda, the shepherd leading the sheep. I don't think he's losing in votes. I think he was winning, from what my understanding. A lot of people was going to go with Donald Trump, because that's why I said I don't know if he's trying to do this for sympathy. But if he staged this, I don't think it's for sympathy votes, because he is, I believe he beating President Joe Biden? I don't think so, because a lot of people were pulling out. I know George Clooney was pulling his support from, you know, President Joe Biden. So yeah, there was a lot of people, and I made a video about this already, that a lot of people were supporting Donald Trump, you know, ex-President Donald Trump. So I don't know if it's that. That's why I said when I hear some of the people, I don't think a lot of people are tuning in on the race. I think people was only tuning in on the race because of President Joe Biden stumbling over his words, saying weird, crazy things out of his head that made him look like something was wrong with him. So before I go any further, Barack Obama did say something. He said, there's absolutely no place for political violence in our democracy. Although we don't yet know exactly what happened, we should all be relieved that former President Trump wasn't seriously hurt, and use this moment to recommit ourselves to civility and respect in our politicals. Michelle and I are wishing him a quick recovery. And I just want people to know that there were other people that was killed. I wish they would stop putting this around Donald Trump. There was a guy who actually died. You heard that several times. We've been hearing that several times throughout this. There were other people who was killed. I'm not a big Trump supporter. The reason why I'm saying this is because there's more people who was there at that rally that got hurt. It wasn't just Donald Trump. You know, I want to read some of these comments because this is what somebody said over here. Some people were saying bring Barack Obama come back, and I saw this first comment. Says, I love that he said we don't know exactly what happened, because you know he's not believing it either. Ooh, okay. Okay. So Melania, she had something to say. That is Trump's wife. She says July the 14th. Let me make sure I gotta make sure my mic is on. It says July the 14th, 2024. I'm thinking of you now, my fellow Americans. We have been in a union. America, the fabric of our gentle nation is laddered, but our courage and common sense must ascend and bring us back together as one. When I watched that violent bullet strike my husband, Don, I realized my life and Barron's life were on the brink of devastating change. I'm grateful to the brave Secret Service agents and law enforcement officials who risked their own lives to protect my husband. To the families of the innocent victims who are now suffering from this heinous act, I humbly offer my sincere sympathy. Your need to summon your inner strength for such a terrible reason saddens me. A monster who recognized my husband as an inhumane political machine attempted to bring out Donald's passion, his laughter, I can't see that with those words. Love, I think that's love of music, inspiration. The core facet of my husband's life, his human side, were buried below the political machine. Donald, the generous and caring man who I have been with through the best of times and the worst of times, let us not forget that differing opinions, policy, and political games are inferior to love. Our personal structural and life commitment until death is at serious risk. Political concepts are simple when compared to us human beings. We are all humans and fundamentally, instantly, we want to help one another. American politicals are only one vehicle that can uplift our communities. Love, compassion, kindness, and empathy are necessities. Ooh, Lord, excuse me for my reading. And let us remember that when the time comes to look beyond the left and the right, beyond the red and the blue, we all come from the families with the passion to fight for a better life together while we are here in the earthly realm. Dawn is here again. Let us reunite. Now, this morning it sends above the hate, the volatile, and the simple-minded ideals that ignite violence. We all want a world where respect is paramount, family is first, and love transcends. We can realize this world again. Each of us must demand to get it back. We must insist that respect fills the cornerstone of our relationship again. I am thinking of you, my fellow Americans. The winds of change have arrived. For those of you who cry support, I thank you. I commend those who have reached out beyond the political divide. Thank you for the remembering that every single single politician is a man or woman with a loving family. Yet again, somebody said sis didn't write. She didn't write this. Somebody called her Little Miss Control plus C, then Control plus V. This is the one who cares button, stage button. Who wrote that for her? She copy Michelle again? So people really don't care, and I'm going to get into that. But let me play what President Joe Biden had to say.
Thanks for coming, folks. I've been thoroughly briefed by all the agencies in the federal government as to the situation, based on what we know now. I have tried to get a hold of Donald. He's with his doctors. Apparently he's doing well. I plan on talking to them shortly, I hope, when I get back to the telephone. Look, there's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick. It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to be happening. We cannot be like this. We cannot condone this. And I want to thank the Secret Service and all the agencies, including the state agencies, that have engaged in making sure that the people and we have more detail to come relative to other people maybe injured in the audience. I don't have all that detail. We'll make that available to you. I may be able to come back a little later tonight, but we'll put out a statement if I'm not able to if it's not convenient for you all. But the bottom line is that the Trump rally was a rally that he should have been able to be conducted peacefully without any problem. But the idea that there's political violence or violence in America like this is just unheard of. It's just not appropriate. And everybody must condemn it. Everybody. I'll keep you informed, and if I'm able to speak to Donald, I'll let you know that as well. So far, it appears he's doing well, number one. Number two, that they're thoroughly investigating what happened to anyone else in the audience. We have some reports, but not final reports. And every agency in the federal government, I'm going back to my phone to speak with the federal agencies that are being put together again to give me an updated briefing. Has anything happened? They learned any more in the last couple hours. So thank you very much, and I hope I get to speak to him tonight, and I'll get back to you if I do, okay?
Mr. President, do you think this was an assassination attempt?
I don't know enough I have an opinion, but I don't have any facts. So I want to make sure we have all the facts before I make any more comments. Thank you.
Are you worried for his own safety? Was the security failing, Mr. President?
I want to make sure we have all the facts before.
Can we just look at this video again where he walks away while people are talking? Let me play it over for you guys again. This is like the funniest thing that he does.
Thank you.
Are you worried for his own safety? Was the security failing, Mr. President?
Go on, girl. he go, girl. He gone. He is go. He is up out of there. He is like, I'm out. Look at him. This is like the funniest meme ever. I've seen this before. But anyway, y'all. He sounds so good here. I understand everything that he said. And I'm like, President Joe Biden, where have you been at? Because lately you have not been there, haven't been all there in the head, you know, when you having your presidential debates. But I had to play this for you guys. I was shocked. I was like, wow, I understand what he was saying. But, you know, like I say, like the young lady has said in the comments, she said, I don't care if it's staged or not. It shouldn't get to this point of violence. And that's what I said too. You know, even if it's staged or not, this is still violence. By the end of the day, people got killed. One man got killed, and other people were hurt. So staged or not, two people got killed. That was the gunman and the person in the crowd, and other people got hurt. So either way, there was bloodshed. And not only that, it seemed like people didn't do a good job of securing the place at all. They didn't do a good job of securing the place at all whatsoever. You know, because people were telling them that somebody was on top of the roof and nobody was listening to the people who was on the outside looking in. That's what I said. The guy was on the outside looking in with rooftops. Like, why is he having a rally around all these top buildings, which makes no sense. So that's why a lot of people think that is staged, because, you know, as they keep hearing more and more and more, that's why a lot of people think it's staged, because why didn't they listen to the people who was on the outside that was telling them, said nobody was listening to them. They think that when this picture right here, when Donald Trump went sideways, they said that it glazed him, but we saw that in the video from the Today Show, we saw that there were people on the roof. I don't know if that's the reason why he was glazed, because by the time those snipers were shooting at the guy accidentally shoot his ear. I have no clue. I'm not sure. I wasn't there. I don't know. I'm not saying I know everything. I don't know. I have no clue if this was staged or not. I have no clue. I need more proof. I need more evidence, because people clearly got hurt there. You know, everything was real. Some people said that Donald Trump cut his ear. That's allegedly. I gotta go by allegedly. I'm making a YouTube video here. You can't, you know, say, you know, for sure. I said this with every video that I make. I'm gonna wait until more, you know, proof come out as to why this 20-year-old did this. I can't just go based off of what people say in the comments. I can't go based off of what, you know, somebody just uploading video about, oh, it's staged. We have to still, you know, if you don't want your channel to get in trouble or taken down for false information, y'all know this as well as I know that YouTube will take it down. So I gotta say allegedly that it was staged. So my point of view on all of this is, like I stated earlier, Donald Trump was known for conspiracy theories, right? He was the one that was saying all this stuff, right? Well, it came back and bite him in the butt. It literally did. You know, he's reaping what he sowed. He was the one that incites his, you know, his followers to do crazy things.
They're having a rough morning, and they could use some support. And I think these are the kinds of support that they need right now.
What was going through your head when you found out that this was going on?
Get to the school, make America great again.
By doing what? What was your plan of action?
Offering support. God bless you all. Will go a long ways right now for a lot of people. Thank you. I'm gonna head this way. God bless you all.
I'm sorry, I believe in the Second Amendment. I believe in everything. But this guy right here is walking into a crime scene with a pistol on him. And I hope they get him, because this is a crime scene. This is an embarrassment. This is disgusting. If you would have heard what I heard this morning on my way to work, the fear in my loved one's voice because of my son being in that classroom. This guy right here is sick. I'm sorry, he is sick. He doesn't need to be walking around the school right now carrying a flag and a pistol. He does not need to be out here doing that, and I'm glad they're stopping him.
Can you tell me? Tell us about your son.
I'm not going to go into that. That is sick, okay? That's not what America's about. That's not supporting this community. This community needs prayers. This community needs to heal. This community needs to come together. I'm a Second Amendment man, don't get me wrong. I have a pistol. I applied for my carry license. But this guy right here saying making America great does not make America great, walking down the street carrying a flag with a pistol when we just had a shooting. That is disgusting. That is sick. And it's a wake-up call for the people that believe that making America great, this is what it takes. This is not what it takes. This country needs help. This country, this community, everybody in this town, this whole town was out here for their kids this morning. That right there does not represent this town. It may represent one person's opinion, but you never come to a place like this with a damn pistol on your side. And I'm sorry for cursing, but that makes me sick to my stomach, okay? I could have lost my kid here. There's some people here that could have lost their kids here. That's a slap in the face.
We've heard of, you know, them going out trying, I think one guy, I don't know if he was Magna, but he was trying to go shoot at a Juneteenth, and allegedly somebody stopped him. You know, Trump is getting an old taste of his medicine. And not only that, I do think it's kind of odd that people are giggling and laughing online about this. To me, this is not funny. I do respect the people that's taking it seriously, but this is a serious matter, either, like I say, allegedly staged or not. This is still not funny. Y'all got to understand, we are still a part of America. People on the outside are not laughing at just at Trump. They're laughing at everybody over here, okay? But he's getting on taste of his medicine. A lot of people are desensitized online. I've been saying this for a while. A lot of people is out of touch and out of tune. People are quick to say that a lot of things are staged. I will say that. But like I said, staged or not, I'm saying neutral. He's getting on taste of his medicine right now. He is. This is karma. Like I tell people, what goes around come around. A lot of people didn't believe what Donald Trump said in the past, and he's getting his own taste of medicine. If this is real, people still are not believing you, Trump. Sorry. They're still not believing if you are a victim here or not. They don't care. A lot of people right now, and I just made a video just recently about, you know, New York City. There's a lot of crime that's going on. There's a lot of hardship going on. The rent is high. You got to keep in mind, the rent is high. And I've been saying this for a while now. The rent is high. The crime rate is getting higher in America. Not only that, people are homeless.
Even though Florida and California are quite the opposite in many different ways, we're actually starting to come together on one thing, and that is the amount of people living in their cars. Yeah, that's right, because you have more and more people here in Florida that are now starting to turn to living in their car because they can't afford the rent, which we're going to talk more about in just a minute, because there's a lot of people that can't afford the rent throughout the country as well. But first, let's focus on Florida, because I'm here. One thing that people are doing to escape the high cost of living, which has been happening for a long time but is becoming a growing concern and trend, is people living in their cars because they can't afford rent, guys. And especially home ownership is becoming completely out of reach for the people that are doing this, because here in Florida, we have an insurance crisis, okay? And we are now the #1 most expensive state in the entire country for homeowners insurance. For the longest time, Oklahoma took the cake, but recently we just overtook Oklahoma because of how much it is jumping here. It is just totally insane. For a $300,000 house right now, the average that people are paying for insurance premiums per year is almost $4,500 a year. So that works out to almost $400 a month. You know, it's like $370 a month roughly that people are paying, whereas the nationwide average is at $2,600 a year. And I know there's some people that pay less than that. You guys write me and tell me in the comments, you know, I only pay $1,300 a year or $1,500 a year. Like, if that's you, consider yourself lucky, because that is not the norm. Even the nationwide average is at $2,600 a year now. So if you're anywhere below that, you're doing good. Here we have a house for rent for about $9,500 a month, and if you think that's high, They started off asking $12,000 a month back in December of 2023. This house has just been sitting here empty, waiting for a tenant for the past 4.5 months or so, and no takers. This is just absolute mental madness in the highest magnitude, if you ask me. But it gets worse for these people because they still have a homestead property exemption, keeping their property tax bill at around $13,000 a year. Once they turn this into a rental, that tax bill is probably going to double. And now they're going to have to pay a lot more to not only have property tax payments on this house, but also the insurance payments are also going to skyrocket when they become a landlord. And it's a calculation that most people don't take into consideration and find out the hard way when it's too late.
Van lifers, people who live in their vehicles on the street. Some residents who live by the beach say they become a big problem. ABC 10 News anchor Aaron Dickens spoke to residents who want them to go and the van lifers who say they're not leaving.
And I've been speaking to a guy who's been traveling across the country in this van, and he's been sleeping here in Ocean Beach for the last week. He says he feels comfortable and sleeps through the night.
Well, I fully converted the inside. I did the top. I put a new transmission in it, changed out the brake system.
Brandon Andrade is a van lifer.
It's fully organized, and this thing is full of stuff underneath it.
He repairs professional baseball nets by day, and by night, he sleeps in this parking lot in OB.
Do almost $1,000 a day that I work, so good for you. Yeah, I really just kind of work to make money to where I can travel and experience life, live my best life outside of work.
There are many like Andrade living by the beach. Some say too many.
Nobody wants to have people sleeping around their homes. We buy into a neighborhood. We expect there to be law enforcement. We expect there to be security.
Glenn Volk says when it comes to the vans, it's a free-for-all. He says he encountered a family living in their car near his home.
The driver of the car, the man, got out and urinated on the street behind his front door without any consideration for the neighborhood that he was in.
Volk and a group of residents who live by several beaches have emailed the city council. They want new legislation that would significantly increase enforcement and signs that say vans cannot park near their homes overnight.
I get there's a homeless problem and I get there's a housing shortage, but you've got people who have chosen to live in their vehicles. You've got summer coming up. As word gets out, the problem we have now is going to get much, much worse.
Some want the mayor to step up enforcement,
People are going to be people, and people are going to do what they're going to do. Politicians are going to do what they do. And they can't stop me.
Aaron Dickens, ABC 10 News.
There's people living out of, their vehicles, their RVs. I see more and more people who are living on the streets more than ever. I talked about this. People can't really find a good paying job at all. People are scared to get fired off their jobs. There's a lot going on right now. Also, top it off, we have an immigration problem. So let's not forget that. There's a lot going on. So a lot of people are like, we don't care, Donald Trump. We really don't care. And that's what I think is coming from this. And that's why people are so quick to say that it's staged. People really don't care. There's too much that's going on in America right now to be worrying about this. There's too much that's going on. It's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen later on. I think it says 100 and something days left of the election run. We'll see what's going to happen, because right now it just doesn't look too good. But let me know what y'all think down below in the comment area. I want to say right now, I am neutral in this. Normally when I talk about politics, I am neutral. I do not take no sides. Y'all are not going to come for me, and I'm not going to come for y'all. I'm not fussing and fighting over these people, because these people, both sides, they're imperfect human beings. And like I said before, it takes 3 branches of the government to run the United States of America. It's not just the presidential, but it's the judicial and the legislative. There's 3 branches of the government that run that overruns, that takes control over the United States of America. So yeah, I don't believe in just one human being. I believe that it takes a group and a society to work in unity for the country to run smoothly. I also want to say a lot of people are saying that there's going to be a civil war, which I think that's already happening little by little with all this gun violence that's going on lately. I think that's already happening. And a lot of people are talking about things that's happening around the globe. There's a lot that's going on around the globe right now. And they believe that a World War III is in the making. So this is all allegedly, but this is what people are saying. So I would say be careful when you go out in the real world. There are a lot of shooters out here that's upset. People are angry, and they are going to go out and shoot into crowds. So be careful and be safe. But yeah, as for now, I shall see y'all later. Peace.
Fendi and Adana, Karen, they be sharing all their money, got me wearing fly. Girl, but I ain't asking. They say they love my ass and 7 G's to religion. I say no, but they keep giving, so I keep on taking. And no, I ain't taking. We can keep on taking. I keep on demonstrating my love, my love, my love, my love. You love my lady lumps, my hump, my hump, my hump. My humps, they got you.